Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. Happy holidays, everybody. Season's greetings. Hope you guys are doing well. Watching our show live from all around the world. We welcome our Loveity squad, our Loveity family of viewers who watch literally from all across here, which is, of course, North America. This show originates from the New York area, and we cover Canada and the United States. Of course, we originate from the New York area here on the East Coast. We got a little sleet coming down. It is not quite winter yet, but it feels like it today. Matter of fact, where our guest is coming from in Ireland, they're getting some wicked weather, some wacky storms. He says it's well below zero there, and there's snow on the way. So, yeah, it is getting to that time of the year. Hope you guys are having a festive holiday season. I am your host, Jim Masters. You guys know we do this show live to bring you some great entertainment, poignant conversations, and we bring in celebrity friends from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, comedy, sports, culinary arts, and inspiration, and everything in between as a traditional talk show series with entertainment and more. We welcome the Loveity family, and if you would like to comment during the show, and the show is on live right now, you have an opportunity to do that. When you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV, that houses hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes of our entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series, The Jim Masters Show. When you do that, when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which costs nothing to do, just hit that red subscribe button, you can comment in our JMS Loveity Hall chat room. That's a chat room that is open and available right now. And when I look this way, like, why is he looking that way? When I look that way, I can actually see the chat room. We can see the activity and the comments that are coming in, because it's on our screen. It's right on this side of the screen. So when you see me looking that way, we're seeing some of the comments that are coming in, and there's a bevy of comments that have already come in. Even before the show started, people were excited and commenting. We thank you for the love, the support, sharing the links on your social media. If this is your first time watching the Jim Masters Show series, and you specifically love the Irish artists, I do want to let you know that we have had so many come through from America, from the United States, from Australia, from Ireland. Sir James Galway has been here with Lady Jean Galway. You can see that episode. Ola Fallon's been here. Most of Celtic Woman and all the different artists from Celtic Woman have come through. Celtic Thunder. There are, all of these folks are my friends from work I've done here in America on TV, on public television, and elsewhere. So Sir James Galway's been here. We just had Foster and Allen. They've been here. The Rumjacks have come through. Strings and Things have come through. Nathan Carter has been here. The guys from Celtic Thunder have been here. And many, many, many. Oscar Blue, Roy Buckley, they've all been here. And we love that. And today we have Daryl Simpson coming in from the Celtic Tenors. Now, two of the Celtic Tenors, Matthew and James, I actually had an opportunity to chat with an interview several years back when they were here in America with the original incarnation of the Celtic Tenors. They were in the television studio. This is public television where we were, and I interviewed them then. And yeah, they are still with the group, and they have their solo careers as well, as does Daryl. Now, Matthew is going to join us, but he's actually on a plane. He's been doing some work between Ireland and the Netherlands, and he is on a plane, and the weather is not so good. So we're going to have them back where we have Matthew and, of course, James and Daryl together. But we do have Daryl with us here on the show, and we're very excited because he's got a lot of cool things to share with us. He's going to sing a little bit for us here on the show as well, which we're really excited about, as, again, we welcome Daryl from the Celtic Tenors. Again, yes, Matthew is going to be here, James, but James is at a Christmas concert, and Matthew is sort of stuck on a plane taxiing. Which we know if you fly a lot like I do for television and work and everything else, that can get crazy. But Daryl is here. You see Daryl there on the left representing the guys from the Celtic Tenors. They are a fantastic group. They have a lot of fun together. And again, we've got some great Irish craic and conversation and music coming up for you here on the show. We welcome everybody watching from all across the United States, from Canada, Mexico, all throughout South America as well. Of course, our friends throughout Europe, Ireland, Scotland, the UK, England, our friends that are watching in Switzerland and France and Germany, the Netherlands, also in Sweden, Finland, Norway, everywhere. We also have a lot of fans that watch this series from Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Asia. We welcome all of you. And again, they are the Celtic Tenors right there. We've got Daryl and Matthew and James. And I want to tell you a little bit about the group. If you're not familiar with them, and again, they've been around for a number of years together, and they are a world-class classical crossover tenor trio, the only tenor group with this sort of global audience. The Celtic Tenors, they give a night to remember, whether playing a neighborhood cathedral or major concert halls in international cities like New York and Amsterdam or Shanghai. You're always assured of a professional, sparkling concert and good-humored performance. They genuinely love what they do. And you always see that shine through in each rendition of their beautiful Celtic songs and exhilarating classics, a cappellas, and popular contemporary songs too. You get this incredible performance that is extraordinary every single time they perform. And again, the guys have such a good time together. They really love what they do. Charismatic, globe-trotting trio, one of the most successful classical crossover acts to emerge from Ireland. They just sing the songs they love, and they most certainly don't take themselves too seriously. It's all about the music, the harmonies, the fun. The Celtic Tenors perform classical arias and hauntingly beautiful Celtic harmonies. They even have a Christmas album out too. We'll show you that in a second. Popular contemporary songs as well. With a polished international reputation, with over 1 million CDs sold worldwide, the Celtic Tenors offer something truly unique. The skill, the range, the ability to really knock it out of the park. They're world-class tenors combined with the personality and fun of genuine performers. So with the Celtic Tenors, you get more than just a performance. You always get an evening that's sparkling with good-humored fun. And that's what they do, and that's what the guys are about. So we're really excited. We see a lot of comments already built up. Again, welcome to the show, gang. If this is your first time here, it is so awesome to have you here as we welcome Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors here on the show exclusively, especially during the holiday season. It's kind of nice, you know. And we invite you to also give this episode a like on our YouTube channel and leave a comment on the YouTube channel for us as well. We love when you guys do that. That helps us continue to grow and share all these episodes of our series with all of you. So let's take a moment, live and direct from a frigid Ireland. Daryl Simpson is here from the Celtic Tenors. Hey, Daryl, happy holidays and welcome to the show.
Hello, happy holidays indeed, and hello to all of your viewers. Firstly, my sincere apologies from Matthew. As you've just said, he is stranded on a plane, taxiing at the minute, has been delayed for a few hours, so he wasn't unfortunately able to join us. But hopefully we'll be able to put us all together at some point again, Jim, and join with you, with the three of us. James also sends his regards. He is doing a Christmas concert as we speak, so he also wasn't available to join today. So I'm sorry, you're stuck with me.
And so you're gonna sing 3-part harmony today.
3 parts.
But you said it's like well below zero there in Ireland right now, kind of cold, huh?
Yeah, there seems to have been a front that has come in with very cold weather, and as people know, if they know anything about Ireland, we have a lot of rain,
Yes.
and our weather fronts don't tend to get very warm, and we don't tend to get very cold, but we just tend to have a lot of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But we have no rain at the minute, but the temperature has dropped below freezing. And I guess we're not the best in the world at being prepared for weather like that. So the authorities have announced an amber, I think it's an amber warning, just to
get off the roads
and things like that. In fact, there's a freezing fog here with me at the minute, which of course is quite dangerous to drive in if you're not used to that.
Black ice.
Yes, indeed. So it's all happening here.
So they should just stay home and watch the Jim Masters Show live with Daryl Simpson of the Celtic Tenors as
Absolutely.
our guest. Just stay in. Don't go out anywhere, anybody. Just stay in. We're getting some sleet here, too, in the Northeast United States, which is, I think it's the first time this season that we're getting that. And a little
Oh,
bit
wow.
further north of us, they're getting some pretty good snow. So here it comes. Here comes winter.
Very good. Well, this is kind of unusual for us to be in Ireland at this time of year. Normally, we're in
You would
North
be.
America, in Canada, or the US, doing
Yes.
a Christmas tour, of course. With the way things have been, obviously, the general music business is still working its way back from all of the legacy concerts and things associated with COVID, and so we're getting ready to go again as far as the US and Canada is concerned next year. So we're looking forward to that.
That's cool, right? Yeah, you're going to sort of resurrect and get the tour going again. And
Yes,
because the Celtic Tenors, it's hard to believe went by in a New York minute, but 20-year anniversary situation, like 20th anniversary tour and all of this that's been
I
happening.
know. You know the funny thing about that now, Jim, is that these are legacy concerts of nearly 2 years ago that we're still doing.
Still doing them, right?
So we're 22 now, but don't tell anyone.
Well, they always say practice makes perfect, right? How do you get to
Absolutely.
Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice.
That's it.
So yeah, it's the extended
Yeah,
version
well,
of the 20th anniversary.
I feel it's a bit like Elton John's farewell tour. Just keeps going.
Yes. Or Cher, who retires and then has come back and then
Yeah.
retired and come back. And exactly. So how have you guys been during the craziness of the downtime? Did you take on other work? Have you done other things to keep busy while the touring stopped? And were you in the recording studio making more music? What have you guys been doing? Because of course, some audience members might not know, in addition to being the Celtic Tenors, you also have your own solo careers as well.
Yes. To be honest, it's been a very strange period for a number of reasons. The three of us normally would see each other an awful lot because we were touring so much pre-pandemic. In fact, the March of 2020, we were in the US when word came through that all the flights were going to be cancelled to Europe. So we just finished a concert. We were at a week into a 5-week tour. We had to get to the airport and go home. And literally, when we said farewell to each other in the airport, it was another 8 or 9 months before the three of us actually saw each other again.
Wow.
Because of rules and regulations and different things that were going on here.
Yeah,
So
lockdowns
that was a strange one for us. And like most musicians and performers, it really makes you question, do you ever get back to do what you were doing? But of course, the world of performing, as well, the entertainment world, it's unpredictable anyway. You could be top of the tree one year and the next year, it's like that old movie Trading Places. You could be
yes, right.
you could be the Eddie Murphy character one year and then the next year you're the superstar. So I guess resilience is a very important word to entertainers and performers generally, and I think it was a very stark reminder that resilience was called for all of us to work our way through what then became an extended period away from performing.
Yeah.
Each of us then, I guess, had different things to do. Matthew took on in a former life before he sang professionally. He was an engineer. He took on some work back in the engineering field because, like everything else, you have to feed your family and live and
Yes.
pay the mortgage and do all the mundane things that unfortunately has to be done. So he
Mhm.
took a job working from home and also traveling a bit too, and was very successful at that. So that got him through that difficult period. James has taken on some teaching, which he loves as well, which has been terrific. I have been at home. I have 3 young kids, 9, 6, and 3. So I've
Boy,
been,
how'd that happen?
yeah, yes, exactly. So I've been able to spend some quality time with them. I've been working on my own music and doing things. Uh, and I always had a love for business and the study of business. So at the start of the pandemic, I had this brilliant idea that I would go back to college.
Wow. Yeah.
So I started an MBA.
Wow.
And I'm still studying, still working at it. I don't think I fully understood how difficult it was going to be. And now all my friends who have done MBAs and got through it, I have huge respect for them because it's a tough process. But I've really enjoyed it, I must admit. As I say, it's not that I was afraid of studying. As a musician, as a singer, I went to college, I think, for 9 years. I did a couple of masters and different things in music and in opera. So I was used to the discipline of study. But I guess with an MBA in business, it's a totally different discipline to maybe what I've been used to. So that's
Yes.
really engaged my feelings and my thinking of the world and how
Which is
we
very
do it.
cool.
And,
Yeah.
and I guess the other thing too, Jim, that we forget, we're in the entertainment business, we're in the music business,
Business
we're in the business of making music or entertainment.
or
So
show business. Yeah.
yeah, so you've I think you've got to prepare yourself and have the necessary tools to understand how to pivot at a difficult time like this with how things have panned out with COVID, and that has been, an important part of my journey personally, which I've enjoyed because I think there's one of two things: you can sit at home and panic and worry, or you can be proactive and try and improve your own knowledge and your own understanding, and that has been part of what I have done. The other thing that I was very lucky that I was able to do was I recorded my first solo album,
Mm.
which was recently released, and that was the when I say first solo album, it's the first solo album that I'm happy for people to hear. I did one when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and it was fine. It was okay, but obviously as you get older, you know that you can do things better. But
Exactly.
it allowed me to kind of think back to my childhood and growing up, and appreciate those songs that maybe were in the ether around me all
Hmm.
the time, and to come back to them and maybe put my own spin on it as such, Jim. So that was a lovely process for me, and both Matthew and James were very encouraging of me to do that. There's always great support from each other in doing things like that. Yes, we are the Celtic Tenors as a trio and work together, but we don't. We're not kind of putting each other in a box and saying, no, you can't do this or you can't do that. James goes off and does some operas at times. Matthew does some concerts. He did a lovely show actually about John McCormick that he was involved in. So
Yeah.
there's always things going on, and I think that definitely helps all of us be reinvigorated when we come back to work as a trio. So that has been good, Jim.
How did you guys initially get together? As I was saying, I recalled interviewing Matthew and James here in America on television, on
Yes.
PBS television, with the earlier incarnation of the group. And then
Yes.
when did the opportunity for you to get involved start for you? How'd that happen?
Well, I met both Matthew and James around, I want to say 1998, 99, something like that, where the three of us were working on an opera in Dublin called Die Fledermaus. at the Gaiety Theatre with Opera Ireland, our national opera company at the time. And so I'm a little bit younger than the boys. I'm a lot younger, but don't.
He's a lot younger, yeah.
I'm
One's
not.
singing at a concert, and the other one's stuck on a plane. So
Yes, exactly. No, so I'm a few years younger. So I was still studying and training to be an opera singer at that stage, and the boys shortly after that had decided to form a tenor group. Of course, I guess with the idea of Domingo Pavarotti Carreras, etc.
yes, like the
That,
three tenors, and
that was quite a novel idea. So
I
they
remember
did
that.
that and eventually got signed to EMI
Yes,
themselves and another fella called Niall Morris.
yes,
And they went off and they recorded some albums and toured. And you would have met them at that point. They just released their first PBS special.
that's right. That's when I met them. Yeah, Matthew and James. Yeah.
So the three of them worked together for I want to say 5 years, 5 or 6 years, and then I came on the scene. Niall had decided that he wanted to take a year off.
Right.
I was what is called a young artist in Zurich at their opera house in Switzerland, and I got a phone call actually from Matthew, kind of randomly out of the blue, just suggesting, would I like to come and do this for a year? And in the back of my mind, it was something that I definitely always wanted to do. So I had a chat with the bosses in the opera house, and they were happy to release me for a year. And lo and behold, the year lasted, what is it now, 14, 15 years? So, we have no sense of time in Ireland. We have
Not at all. No,
no.
it's just if you're enjoying it and it feels good, you just keep doing it.
Well, and that was basically it, Jim. And then when I came into the group, we recorded a second PBS special out of Maryland.
Yeah.
And Baltimore. And that must have been around 2000. I want to say 2007, 2008, something like that. I'm sorry, I don't exactly have it in the back of my mind.
It was
but
pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it's funny. Your brain goes to mush, I think, all the way. When you start.
Yeah.
I think that's how I find COVID has been. There's a lot of things that I'm fuzzy about now, which I should be clear. And
right, I found that too, and I keep rushing the days. Like when it's a Thursday, I keep telling people, "Yeah, today on Friday," and they're like, "It's still Thursday." I've been rushing. I think we wanted to get through the pandemic, so we sort of wanted to push things forward.
That's right.
And I don't know about you, but I found that this year was incredibly fast. I mean, I can't believe the year's over because sort of everything's sort of reopened and everybody's like moving fast because they want to reclaim everything and go back to everything. And I just found this particular year to zip by really fast. I can't believe it's already, we're on the heels of Christmas in like 2 weeks, week and a half. Here is Christmas. Unbelievable, huh?
It is kind of frightening. I mean, we did our first international tour back in March time, where we came back out to the US and Canada and did some dates, and then we went on to the Netherlands and did some more dates, and it was very strange in that it felt as if the last tour that we had been on had just been a few months beforehand. So we had kind of the 2 years that we had missed out, it just seemed to be a seamless kind of transposition straight into the new era as such. But the reality of it is, I think we've all been changed in various different ways by the pandemic, and I think our understanding of time certainly is one of those things. And you're right, this year seems very fast, but then in comparison to the previous 2 years, where we're sitting at home twiddling our thumbs waiting for things to happen, then everything's going to seem that bit faster, Jim, I'd imagine. But I think it's great now too that we're able to go out and meet people and chat to people and do concerts. and there's nothing beats the face to face of performing, and I'm sure you see that yourself with
Yeah.
people. And as good as all of the online performances that were given through the pandemic, it's still a substitute for the real thing. And what was interesting for me was that I decided on a Sunday night, just like today, that through the first big lockdown, that I would do some live shows on Facebook, just for fun, where people would log on and say, "Oh, can you sing this?" And I sit at the piano and the guitar and sing and play and have some fun. So I did 18 shows in a row. And then I suddenly realized my business brain started to think, this is not a very good thing for the entertainment business, because you're giving your art form away for free. And not that I had a problem doing that, but it also then diminishes the ability for everybody else to actually
I know
make an
what you're
income.
talking about. Yeah.
It's a fine
Yeah.
line, Jim, I guess.
Yeah. I know it's even in this industry, working in television and radio and broadcasting as an on-air broadcaster, as a
Yes.
host, as a personality all these years. Usually,
Pardon me.
even doing something like this, I usually would be paid. Usually there would be, I'm working at a studio and a
Yes.
station or a network,
Yes.
whatever, and there's payment for services rendered.
Yes.
So I know what you mean as far as
Yeah.
you're giving out so much time and creativity and energy, and
Yeah.
and there has to be some sort of in order to just survive, you have to have some sort of reciprocal effect, because
Yes.
you're doing something that is tied to your career, that you've spent all this time on, and education and experience. And it's nice to do things, here and there,
Mhm.
but if it's a constant just giving you're now affecting your revenue, your income, your
That's right.
survival. And like you say, it sort of diminishes a little bit the professional stuff you're doing,
Yes.
if you're just constantly doing that. So it's very true. So you did the 18 and then you were good.
Well, then I discovered that there's this amazing platform called Patreon, uh, which I think, or maybe it's Patreon in the States. I don't know. Patreon, potato,
That's
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. I used to
So,
say, my father has always, when I was a kid, my father would always say this word, still says it this way. And I used to say to him, what are you saying, Dad? He would say my father's mother's family came from Ireland and they
yes.
settled in New York. So Masters is an English name,
Yeah.
but my father's mother's side of the family, they came from Ireland. Father's
Right.
father's side of the family came from England. They all settled in New York. Growing up, I would hear my father, and he got it from his grandmother and mother and that side of the
Yes.
family, the Irish side, film instead of film. So I'd say,
Film.
Dad, film. What's film? Well, like fill it up, fill up your gas tank, fill them up. No, film. And I'd be like, huh?
I know.
You mean film. So
Film.
it was like several years later, because that's the first time I heard that was a kid.
Yes.
And I'm interviewing Ronan Tynan
Yes.
on television here in America, actually on public television. And they had a concert out, and he was, in the studio, and he's talking about picture taking, and he's talking about paparazzi and all. And he said, film. And I'm looking at him like, where have I heard that before?
Very good. I know.
And it's like a third, syllable that's it's added in. Definitely an Irish thing. How do you say? Do you say film or you say
I
film?
probably do say film, but
Film, yeah.
I'm international enough to understand that it is film. When I need to, I can
So,
modify, and
yeah.
I think that's what happens too, Jim, when
So
you
Patreon,
travel.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's still, as long
yeah,
as the payment clears, you're good.
that's right. So I ended up, I asked the folks who were following me at the time, would they like to move over to this, and explained everything, why I needed to do that. I said if they wanted me to continue doing the shows, I would move to a Sunday night on Patreon, and they could pay a subscription each month, and we would take it from there. So 120 shows later, I'm still there and enjoying it very much.
Through Patreon then.
Yeah, and I love
Good
the
idea.
interaction of it, because a bit like your own show here,
Yeah.
you're able to see comments, you're able to make comments, and you
Right.
can react to what's going on, even with the music selection and choice. And that it's been a little bit of a revelation in that I'm able to try out songs that maybe I don't get to do either within the format with the Celtic Tenors, or of solo stuff that I do, because sometimes maybe you're not sure how would this song go down publicly, whereas in this format I can try something out. The folks can listen to it and they can comment, yeah, that's nice, or oh, don't know, or thankfully nobody has said, oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
so far, but it's allowed me to clear a huge wide range of styles and songs, and really delve into songbooks of people maybe that I've admired from afar, but never really had the chance to really look in more detail at. And again, a bit like this as a format, you're able to engage and have a long form conversation with somebody, where you get out more than what you do with a kind of a 5-minute TV
Interview.
bang bang bang. Here's
Right.
the headers, all good, let's go. Thank
Right.
you, good night,
Yeah.
bye.
Tell us about the CD and see you later. Who's the next
Yes.
guest? Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've enjoyed that, Jim, and I also think it's, I mentioned talking about pivoting within the business, and I now see that this has become an actual way of bringing revenue in for doing your professional skills. So I kind of feel it's been a useful thing for me. As I say, I've enjoyed it. Most of the people who originally signed on with me are still there, which is terrific.
Which is nice. We have
Yes.
that. Yeah. With the viewers, we have originals from 2.5 years ago, which is so
Fabulous.
great. And
Fabulous.
we're approaching almost 900 episodes in 2.5 years. Could you
Wow.
believe that? It's like,
You're a busy man, Jim.
I like the Patreon. I like that idea. And a number of people have actually suggested that to
Yeah.
us. They said you really should, for what you're doing and the volume of content and everything you're doing with the series, you should really be doing something like that. So we thought about, because I have some contemporaries, colleagues, that they have added that in the Patreon and other things, for some bonus stuff. It's a great idea. So it's working for you.
Well, so far so good. But as I say, look, I think like everything else, just like, CD sales used to be the big thing for groups when they go on tour and they sell CDs. Now folks buy a new car and there's not even a CD player in it. So again, you have to pivot and work out, well, how can you monetize, and I don't like thinking about the business side too much, because then it sounds as if all you want to do is make money. But
Right.
the reality for most people now in the entertainment business is that they need money to live, because
survive,
of the lost revenue
of everything else slowing down and
Yes.
stopping. Studios closed and venues closed.
That's
and
right.
Sure. I know exactly what you're talking about with that.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have to find ways to, if people like what you do enough and they appreciate what you're doing and the
That's right.
time and the effort and the acknowledgement of them and all of that,
Yep.
then, the hope is that they would respond in ways to support the effort and the time and the
Yes.
talent and the care, the attention to detail. It's all really important, right?
It definitely is, but I also think it gives hope to performers as well, when they can say, well, there are other ways of doing things, and that has been a good thing. I mean, traditionally, our biggest source of income as a group has been obviously doing concerts,
The
and
tours.
performing concerts. So when that's taken away from you, you have to find a solution to it.
Yes.
There's, I thankfully touch wood. Look,
That's
yeah,
what I do, right?
touch wood. We're back out. We're doing concerts, and we're starting to build back up again. And that's been a blessing. Also, because I think the artistic soul also needs that reassurance that people are still interested in what you're doing as an artist.
Yes.
So that's been
Right.
nice. We've enjoyed the concerts, and even back doing special little things. We did a really wonderful.
Who
Uh,
won that arm wrestle? It's sort of a freeze frame there.
it is a
Like a
freeze frame.
tease, like it could be
All,
whoever.
all I can say is Matthew's trying much harder than I am.
I see his expression.
And as you can see by James, he's like, honestly, with these two, just
These
forget about
guys again. But you guys, what happens is, like you say, missing each other for a long time, not having been
Yeah,
able to perform because of the pandemic and all.
yeah,
You do develop, which is some of the icing on the cake, the residual of things like this when you're
yeah,
working with others and collaborating, creating with others, almost like a brotherly relationship,
yeah,
friends, fellow talents, fellow performers, but like the three musketeers, three brothers, right?
yeah. Very much so. And I think we've always likened it to being like an actual family. So sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days, and that's absolutely fine. The secret is to know when to give each other space and to, uh, you know, I guess be aware of somebody's not having a great day. So just give them whatever they need that day to feel good and happy,
Yes.
and leave it at that. Look at that wonderful picture there. That
Isn't
that
that
was
great?
that was in Belgium, at one of the beautiful theaters there. It was. I can't tell you how happy it made us to be performing in back in April time when we were doing that set
Yeah.
of concerts.
And there's Deidre Masterson,
Yeah,
right?
that's our good friend Deirdre. Yeah, she was part of the Irish Sopranos who used to tour the States uh, there
That's right. Yes.
over the years, and she
Yes.
just released a new album a few weeks ago,
Let
which
her
was.
know about the show. We'd love to welcome her on. Yeah.
Yeah, I will, of
Nice
course.
to have her as a guest. Yeah. What
She
was
would
this
love
event?
that. Pardon me?
What was this event where you
Oh,
guys were
that was the launch of her CD a few weeks ago, her latest album.
was? Where are
Uh,
you guys located? It looks like a nice
that
spot.
is in a church just at the back of Grafton Street in Dublin. Beautiful
Mm,
church,
really
who,
nice.
whose name now I
Yeah.
forget. It'll come to me.
Yeah. It'll 2 o'clock in the morning. You can text
Yeah,
me.
yeah, indeed, yeah. So as I say, it's one of the things that I've always enjoyed, and that was at a recording session that we did. We recorded "Oh Holy Night" with
Oh yeah.
Deirdre, and this was back in August.
Yeah.
So it was straight. It's always strange recording Christmas music when the
In
sun is shining.
summertime, 6 months ahead. You gotta be 6 months ahead, right? So everything's ready. Yeah,
That's right.
so it can make it on to the,
Yeah,
platforms and exactly, right? It's, 80 degrees outside, but inside it is snowing in the studio.
that is right. Yeah, and you can see there in that picture at the piano is our wonderful musical director Brian McGrain, and he's also part of another group called the Brave Collide. You will know the other member of this, Jim, because it's Chloe Agnew.
Chloe, yes, sure. She's been a
Yes,
guest here, and she's great, yeah.
yeah, and they're out doing bits and pieces too, and so it's, as I say, it's brilliant for us to be able to collaborate with folk and do things. Um, I'm just looking at that picture. I think that's in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Can I think of the name of the city? No, but
I
again, as I say,
yeah,
these are all just recent. In the
yeah,
last 6 months. Look at that one.
That's
Lots
a
of
great one.
cheesy smiles there.
Look at how packed the audience is too.
Yeah,
You know,
fabulous.
you
I
guys
mean,
always have a
honestly,
good turnout with your audiences.
yeah, you look at the one thing that we've all taken away from this period is we don't take anything for granted anymore. I mean,
Right.
we don't take this as the way it was. When people turn up now, we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, right, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's really important. And then, you have some downtime too every once
Yep.
in a while.
Oh, we do. We do. This was a big pool tournament we had one night in, I think it was up in Canada when this
Oh, is
happened.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun. And you'll laugh at me, but who do you think out of the four of us there is the most competitive?
Let's see now.
So, and I can tell you, it's not Brian on the right,
It's
and it's
not Brian.
no, and it's not
Um,
Matthew on the left.
would it be James?
It would be James.
Wow, that does come as a surprise.
It
He's
does
sort of
indeed.
like an understated,
Yes. Yeah.
quiet competitive,
Yeah.
right? He's
So the good.
competitive where you don't even realize he's doing it to you.
That's right. So the good news was that James and I teamed up, and we beat Matthew and Brian that night. So that was a huge success
Oh,
for us. We
so
were very, very happy.
it's a nice spot here.
Yeah, that's up in Canada as well, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
And that is the ferry over to Vancouver Island, which is a beautiful part of the world if you ever get the
It's a
chance
nice
to.
spot over there, isn't it?
It is stunning. And that is a peat bogland in Ireland.
Beautiful.
So that was on a video shoot that we did a couple of years ago, and that was January time. So that gives you an idea of. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it was cold that day, but it wasn't freezing, and there was no snow or things like that. So that was all good. As
That's a
Matthew,
great shot too. Yeah.
yeah, it is. Matthew's very good at the selfies.
He's
He's a
good
big
at
long arm.
Yeah,
He
to
can
be able to do it where his head's not cut
yeah,
off or anything. I see that.
yeah.
Johnny
I,
Cash Trail.
Yeah, that was up at Folsom in Northern California. We did
Right.
some concerts up that direction. So we stopped by to say hello to
Yeah,
the king himself, Johnny
right.
Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
Right. Folk and country music's very popular in Ireland, and some people don't realize that there's a real love for it
yeah.
in Ireland and in Australia, which is really something cool. Look at this spot here.
Now that is over in Nova Scotia, I
That's in
think.
Nova Scotia.
Uh-huh. And again, a beautiful part of the world. We've been lucky enough to sing with the Nova Scotia Symphony Orchestra many times, and I think that was a day off that we headed out to the coast, and
Really
I had a little
nice.
dip there, but it was pretty cold.
I would
I
think. Yeah.
have to say it was pretty cold that day, but very nice.
That's a cool spot. One of the
Yeah,
venues.
I don't know where that is.
There's so
Looks
many
good.
sometimes. There's the strand. Good
Yeah,
lighting.
here's the Strand. Yeah, and this is a wonderful little theater in Zelienople, which is just north of Pittsburgh, that we go to practically every year.
Yeah.
And with some really, really great friends there, and we love going to it. It's a small, intimate theater, but it's got a real special quality to it. So we go back. We normally do 3 nights, and have a lot of fun there. So we say hello to all our friends in Zelienople if they're tuned
That
in
are
this evening.
that are there as well, right?
Yeah.
And this is RTE, right?
This is RTE, where we must have been doing a live broadcast one day. So, as you can see, Brian and myself are able to pick the guitars up and do some stuff for live things like this, which is good. We can do a cappella,
Yeah,
obviously with piano. So we do everything from this kind of setup right out to a full symphony orchestra.
which is
So
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great to be able to do that and have that set up in that way. That's
Yeah,
cool. And I mentioned too, you guys will show some other covers, but this time of the year, you got the Christmas album out and available too, right?
we do. We
Yeah,
absolutely do. The thing that makes me laugh about the Celtic Tenors Christmas was the name,
yeah.
because we spent about a week trying to decide what
What?
should we call this album.
Right.
And we had all kinds of iterations, like the Three Wise Men
Yeah.
and
Right.
We Three Kings.
We
and
Three
all.
Kings. Right. Right.
And eventually we just went, well, the simplest response to actually what the music is Christmas, because
Is the
they're all
Celtic tenors.
sacred songs from the Christmas period, of course. So that was a conscious decision. The three of us were brought up in the music of the church here in Ireland, and we thought it was a nice way of doing it. I think we probably will go back and do a more kind of jolly Christmas recording. Not that this isn't jolly, but as I say, it's all sacred music, everything from Silent Night to Holy Night. Actually, We Three Kings is in there too,
Yeah.
and Angels We Have Heard, and beautiful, lovely tracks.
All the
But
traditional Christmas music.
yeah, traditional, as opposed to kind of the big band, uh, Christmas songs that we've all come to love and enjoy, White Christmas and all those things.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe we can go back and do those songs too at a point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's never, a time when you can't get back in there because everybody loves Christmas music, throughout
But
the year. You can hear it,
yeah,
it's just something special when you hear it now. And that particular album was very well received too, the Christmas uh,
yeah.
album.
As I
Yeah.
say, I've always been surprised in that we sell it all year round.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. 'Cause there are people who will, and during the pandemic, there's a lot of people that were pulling out the Christmas music because it made them feel better
Yeah, for sure.
during a crazy time. Here's another one too. This one.
Yeah, this was a Hard Times album going back to 2000. I want to say 2009. We recorded this in the Hollywood Hills,
Yeah. Yep.
with wonderful producer Steve Lindsay,
Hmm.
whose father, Mort Lindsay, won a music Oscar back in the 60s. He was the musical director for, very famous actress, singer. When I can see her, she was a child star in the 30s and 40s.
Um, not
Liza Minnelli's her daughter. Oh, Daryl.
Oh, Lorna Luft? Oh,
No,
no. Liza Minnelli is her daughter, Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
Yeah,
Thank you. Sorry,
Lorna
Jim. You
Luft is,
see?
Liza's sister, right.
Yes,
Judy Garland, The Wizard of Oz, and yeah,
yes. So,
sure. I was
so
thinking
it.
of either that or Shirley Temple.
Yeah, I know. So it was lovely for us. Um, we wanted to kind of go away, do something a wee bit different. And that album, they're actually all North American songs. Um, some in the folk tradition, some in nearly a jazz, country style, depending on what way you look at it. And I think for us, it was a bit of a reset from how
Yeah,
we approached music. I guess the one thing that unites the three of us is that we're all classically trained, Jim, and come from an operatic background. But we wanted to find a bit more to what we do than just that. So we were able to kind of maybe just put the classical stuff aside for a minute and do an album which was very pure music making, and in the style that maybe, as I say, the folk songs. Like we did, and I have to say it's one I'm very proud of. We did a lovely a cappella of Shenandoah,
mm,
and a
yeah,
very much in the folk style, not in a classical. Oh,
right.
Shenandoah, I long to hear. The kind of, you're used to that.
Uh-oh, you're getting them excited, Daryl, getting the Loveities excited when they heard that.
You know, less of the formal side, but more
Yes,
relaxed.
right.
A nice, easy listen. So that was good. We also recorded Stephen Foster's Hard Times, naturally, there
Yeah.
when you look at the title track. And we turned it on its head. We did an up-tempo version of it as opposed to the slow kind of let us pause in life's pleasure. We were let us pause in life's pleasure and count as many tears. So a bit more movement in it. Uh,
Right.
and I think it allowed us just to reimagine how we see ourselves as a group and maybe even as individuals. We all love harmonies. And I think that's the thing that possibly set us aside from other ideas of tenor groups. I think the reality of it is, yes, we are a tenor group, but we're actually much more than that.
Right.
We're more a harmony group in many ways. Uh,
Right.
and I think that album was kind of the breakthrough for us to get to that point of seeing how we looked at ourselves. So that was one that it wasn't a huge commercial success for us, but as a group, we really grew out of it. So sometimes you have to do that. It's not always about being, number one in the charts and things like that. That's great, obviously, but sometimes you just need to push the envelope a little bit and
Exactly. Right.
experiment and try things. Yeah,
Right. And like you say, the Celtic tenors, it's an amalgamation of a variety of different styles and things. 1 minute you could be like this,
yeah.
and then the next minute you guys are hanging like this.
There you go.
So, right, exactly. And that's good to have that variety. So you're not really boxed into just one particular, you do certain things that people expect, but it gives you room to grow and expand the trio and incorporate other types of genres of music into what you
Yeah.
do, which I
It
think is
also
great.
keeps us fresh, Jim.
Right.
I think if we were just doing the one thing all the time, I think it would become stale inevitably.
Even for
Um,
you guys, you probably get a little bored, you don't feel challenged. You're like, okay,
yeah,
we want to branch out and do a little bit more. Just as creatives, you want a challenge and you want to
yeah,
do more, which I think is very important for any of us that are in this creative environment. Like you mentioned, going solo. Now, this is your solo, isn't it? Your solo album here?
yes, it is. It is
Reflections. Yeah.
reflections. So we've everything.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. We've everything in that. Uh, and this album in particular, I don't use my classical voice. I use what
Yeah.
I call my pop voice, or
Yeah.
folk voice as such. It's the most maybe the simplest version of how I sing.
Right.
Um, and so I was able to do songs like Annie's song, which I grew up listening to as a kid and always loved, the great John Denver classic, and Help Me Make It Through the Night, Chris Christopherson's lovely song. And then, of course, Lullaby, Good Night, My Angel, the Billy Joel song. So I was able to approach different songs and maybe bring my own spin to it, which I guess you're not able to do within the tenor setup, because you're limited by the amount of things that
Right.
you can bring to the table, because it's a democracy, of course. So
Exactly.
it was nice for me just to simplify things, and I kept the arrangements uh, on a more intimate basis, rather than the big orchestrations that we're used to with the tenors. And that was really nice. I always feel if you were in like one of those beautiful cocktail bars that you see in the movies of the 50s, that,
Yes.
that's where I was coming from. So the
Yeah.
piano, guitar, stand-up double bass, and some light drums, and some
Sort of
fiddle.
nice, hip, sort of
Yeah, some
Dean
very,
Martin, Sammy Davis
yeah,
Jr.,
maybe not as
Vegasy.
yeah, not as lazy as that, but it gave me an opportunity, I guess, just to to reflect, as I say, on all of the songs that I grew up with, and bring something to it. Like I did a piano version, really, of "Brown Eyed Girl,"
Mm,
the Van Morrison song, and of
great
course,
song.
his, "Hey, where do we go?" And it's upbeat and it jumps at you the whole
Yeah.
time. And
Yes.
I did the
Pounding.
opposite. I slowed it down with a nice piano. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came. More reflective. And what it allowed me to do was to rethink the words and the text and the lyrics of the songs. And I'm often surprised, especially with Van Morrison, in how deep the lyrics are. I think they're very revealing in many ways. And of course, we have a great affinity for him here because he's from Belfast, of course. So it was nice to maybe as I say, rethink, reimagine how that song can be interpreted. Because let's face it, a lot of the time you're not going to beat the originals, so you have to do
Yeah.
something else with it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's kind of where that came from. But as there's in that one in particular, it does sound like a kind of a jazz trio kind of setup and format. So you know, um, I've been really pleased that it is been really well received by folks, and got some great feedback from people. So that's nice too.
You see more of that coming out, more solo albums for you, Daryl?
I don't. At this stage, I'm still trying to deal with this one. Yeah, possibly. And I think the Celtic tenors ourselves. We're really at the point where we now need to be thinking about the next album and project as well. We had an Irish songbook album which came out just before the pandemic, so we missed the opportunity to really go out and push it and have the world hear it. But it's doing very well online as such, and we're pleased with that. But I think for ourselves now, even though we weren't able to go out and tour the album to its full extent, I think we probably need to be thinking of the next iteration of it, either like volume 2, or maybe, as I say, a classical styled album, or maybe a Christmas album. We need to be thinking about it, and we have had the general conversation, but I think we now need to get in a room and start teasing it out and see where it goes. But hopefully we'll get a few recordings done in the not too distant future.
Yeah, that's the key. There's the homecoming, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that went out on PBS, as I say, through the
Yeah.
Maryland
Station.
station. Yeah, so that was nice. And Timeless here was done with Decca, and that, I guess, that falls into the more classical sounding tenor with pop songs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We did a nice version of "Forever Young," the Bob Dylan song, and what else was on? You see, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
You forget what
It's
are
so
on
like
these albums. It's hilarious, but there's some great songs in that too.
Yeah.
A lovely Mary Fall. No, it's not actually the Mary Fall songs on a different album. You see, uh,
Right.
well, we do the Boxer with orchestra on this one. The Simon and Garfunkel. So that's pretty cool too, to be able to. And again, it was the harmonies that got us excited about doing that song. You're not going to beat Simon and Garfunkel, but you can do your own thing with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Timeless. Right. Exactly. And then here's another, Remember Me.
Yes. And Remember Me, the title track, of course, was written by Phil Coulter, especially for
Yes.
the group. And I know you've had Phil on many times.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, we're going out to do his cruise now in the Caribbean in January. Or the Caribbean, as you guys probably call it. So
Yeah.
we leave Fort Lauderdale in January time, so we're very much looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to getting some color back in my skin.
Right. That's cool. That's going to be great. That's with Phil, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this
Wow.
will be his 25th cruise. So
Yeah.
he's very excited about it. He's also just celebrated his 80th birthday,
That's
and
so hard to believe.
none of us can believe it because he's still he's still a young man to us, and he's got the energy. He's always on the go. He's doing a big tour here in Ireland at the minute, so we're very grateful to be involved with him and still doing bits and pieces, and of course doing his cruise. And we're very thankful for him because of writing that song. That has really become a signature piece for us over the years. So we've been delighted. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just writes great songs.
The Old Man. I mean, that
Yeah,
song just,
yeah. It really slays people, doesn't it, when they hear it? Yeah,
that's yeah. That's a good yeah, that's a good expression. Yeah, it does slay people. You just when you hear it,
yeah.
you don't even talk. You just like
No,
you're really
that
feeling it. He
we
has an ability
also
to capture feelings in a deep way through his music. It's
he
extraordinary.
does. We also do his the town I love so well.
Oh yeah.
Which I have to admit that we were down with the Orlando Philharmonic back in March, and we played it with them. And when you hear the full orchestra coming behind you, and
Mm.
it's it stops you in your tracks. Actually, yeah, you have to remember and remind yourself, sing.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Breathe. You can breathe now, right?
You know, you've got to sing here. You can't be just bowled over by what's going on around you. So it's, as I say, like it's been a pleasure for us all these years to be uh, associated with Phil through his music, and he's been a great mentor to many groups, including ourselves over the years. So
Yeah.
that has been terrific.
What are some of the crazy moments, when you're touring, when you're traveling, whether it's buses, airlines, dates,
Oh,
time, sound checks, lights go out, whatever. I would imagine there's been some times where it gets a little interesting when you're doing your thing together.
it really does, Jim. I think one of the funniest ones for me was leaving. Uh, we had a St. Patrick's Day show in, I think it was over in California, and we were somewhere in the Midwest, and all the flights were cancelled that day, bar one. And of course, we weren't booked on that flight at a little small airport. I want to say it was in Idaho, but it was quite a while ago. So we were in a panic because obviously we were going to miss the show. And I said to our tour manager, I said, "Do you think they'll let me go back into the lounge and just politely ask people if they would give up 3 seats for at least the three of us to get there?" So they let me do that, and I stood on a chair and I said, "Excuse me, everybody. Um, I sing with a group called the Celtic Tenors. We're supposed to be in California this afternoon to do a St. Patrick's Day show. Lots of people have purchased tickets. We can't get out of here. Would 3 or 4 people be willing to give up their tickets?" And it just shows you how amazing the American people are. 4 guys got up immediately and says, "There's your ticket. Off you go."
Wow.
And we got over. We did the show. The four of us, our musical director, and the three tenors. So I'm always bowled over by the sheer generosity of the American people. So that was a huge highlight for me. Really was.
That is incredible, huh? And you
Uh,
probably got some new fans too. They probably went home and Googled the Celtic Tenors
yeah,
and now maybe support the music and everything. That's kindness, which our
yes,
world certainly needs more kindness and more empathy. And
it
we
it,
we
it
we talk
definitely.
about that a lot on this show, how we really do need that. And music's very healing. Music, whether it's rhythmic music and get you going, it gets your blood flowing. Music is a universal language, and music is very healing in certain
It,
ways.
it is.
You
It
know?
is. Now, Jim, I don't want to alarm you, but I'm going to have to run in a wee minute because I have to go and give a performance very soon
That's
also.
right. Did you
Uh,
want to, they're asking if you want to do something a cappella. So do you want to do a Christmas song or something
I'll,
to put them in the spirit?
I'll do a little bit of Oh Holy Night. How would
Oh,
that?
that's a great one.
Uh,
Yeah.
let me just find a note. And then, as I say,
And we'll
I
have
will.
you guys back, together. You're welcome to come back to the Jim Masters show.
Thank
We
you
would
so
love
much, Jim.
that. Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Well, I'll sign off then with a verse and maybe chorus of Oh Holy Night. Hopefully, it won't peak on you, but if it does, just put your hand up and I'll try and be quiet.
So he'll sing "Oh Holy Night." We'll have him come back. We'll say our goodbye to Daryl.
Uh-huh.
And here is Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors, live from Ireland, below zero. See, he's a
Okay.
trooper. He's doing it below zero.
Thank you very much, Jim. Okay.
Oh Holy Night.
Oh, let me just pick a note. Sorry.
Oh,
I can't. I had a note there. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appears and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, or hear the angel voices, or night divine, oh night when Christ was born. O night divine, O night divine.
that was really nice, my friend. That was really, really nice.
Thank you so
We
much, Jim.
only had a few windows crack, but but that means it was a fantastic performance. Really good. We really appreciate your doing that. And just want to show you quick. Linda in Florida, USA. Thank you, Daryl. Merry Christmas. And
Thank
also
you so much,
says,
Linda.
so beautiful. Sherry gives you hearts from Kansas, USA.
Thank
And
you.
pouring in Leslie Cummings. Thanks, Daryl. Good to see you, Leslie. Ms. Pat in Texas. Lots of claps and hearts. Anne, who is watching in Southern California, Green Hearts. That was beautiful from Joan Sando, chilling in here. Kathleen in New York City. I got chills. So beautiful. Goosebumps from Merlin in Ontario, Canada. And Leslie says, thanks, Daryl. And thanks, Daryl. And
Very good.
Marsha Watson, hearts and Christmas trees and
Yes.
wonderful. And from Sherry and Wozniak says, thank you, Daryl. Daryl, this was awesome. Thanks for spending time with us. We wish
Not
you,
at all.
you guys and you and your family, nothing but a beautiful and joyous holiday season, a great new year. You're going to be coming to America. I'll tell people, when you go off all about that, how they can get all
Yeah.
the music and everything. And it was really cool to have you here. We really appreciate it. And this is the one you're talking about, right? That's that feels like home.
Yeah, feels like home. And then our Irish Songbook album is our latest one. So
We'll show that too.
yeah,
That's a cool
thank you
one.
so much, Jim.
This
All right,
was
I'm gonna
fantastic.
run now, or
Yes.
I'll be
You
late.
you be well, and
All right,
hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Daryl.
thank you so much, Jim. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and God bless.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
You too. All right, Daryl Simpson here on the Jim Masters show. Yeah, this is the one we were showing you. This is the Celtic Tenors. And then they, of course, have all the other ones. Here is his latest Reflections. And he has to scoot off because he has to do an actual performance too. The Celtic Tenors are Matthew, James, and Daryl. Matthew got stuck on a plane. James is at a Christmas concert performing. So we got Daryl here, which was great. And we'll have the guys back. They're going to be embarking on their American tour. And so it was really nice to be able to get Daryl on to join us. Matthew and James, I met actually, as I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, when I interviewed them with the original incarnation of the group before Daryl joined them. So it was kind of cool actually to have a time to meet Daryl because, and we were able to squeeze it in during their busy schedule because I hadn't met Daryl before. Matthew and James met them before here in America on television when I interviewed them. But this is the first time we got a chance to meet Daryl Simpson via the Jim Masters show in this format. We would love to have, there they are with Santa Claus. Deirdre Masterson would be, she's a fantastic Irish soprano. We would love to have her on the show too. So hopefully we will connect with her as well. Here's some more great shots of the guys that we had put together for all of you to enjoy. The Celtic Tenors. Yes, it's so cool to have Daryl here on the show representing the gang. Great stories about some of their travels, some of the places that they've had an opportunity to go to as well. Hope you guys are doing well. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year. I know it's not quite those things yet, but we are in the holiday season, so it's always a good time to celebrate the season, because we are in the midst of the holiday season. And there's their Christmas CD. There's a funny story about what to name it. And they just said, let's just call it the Celtic Tenors Christmas, which was perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah, we had them for a little over an hour, which was really nice. And like you said, I agree. Conversations are the way to go. There's people that do interviews and that's usually quick in and out. It's usually the basic dry stuff. Sometimes the host is just sitting there reading stuff. You can see when they're reading things, I like to make it conversational. I like to bring all of you in, celebrate life, celebrate our fabulous guests, celebrate this show, this series, what we're doing here with and for all of you on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. There's Deirdre Masterson. We would love to welcome her to the show as well. She's a spectacular performer. Great behind the scenes stories, lots of Irish craic. And we talked about him singing. So we said, you know what, maybe you can do a holiday tune. And Oh Holy Night, you cannot go wrong with that. And Daryl knocked it out of the park. Again, there's his album. And there is Feels Like Home. Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors. This was cool. We put this together real fast, folks. This show in terms of having them come on. Originally, James and Matthew were going to join us. James was going to join us up until just today, but he's stuck on a plane. I think he's coming from the Netherlands, going back to Ireland. So they already said, we want to be back. We want to be on the Jim Master Show. So we love that, which is great. Alessandra Vaughn is here. We saw a lot of our regular Loveities and the return of some other Loveities and so a lot of new faces. Welcome, gang. This is the Jim Master Show Live, whether you're watching for the first time or this is the almost 1,000th time you've watched our show. I cannot believe the hundreds of shows we have done. It's kind of nice to do this show earlier too. The reason why we did this episode earlier was because it's 6:00 for the guys in Ireland. And there's also bad weather. He said it was really bad weather. He mentioned, if you missed the earlier part of the show, the weather right now today in Ireland is really bad. We're getting some sleet, and a little bit further north from us, here in the New York, New England area, there's some snow happening. So it's a little bit of a snowstorm. Us here on the coast, we're getting some sleet. But in Ireland, he said it's below freezing, and they have an alert out for people to stay off the roads. So it's a little dicey there. So even with the weather, with Wi-Fi connections, we were very... all of us had our fingers crossed that the Wi-Fi connection for him in Ireland would be good with the weather they're having, and it was pristine. Thank you very much, Ann Wozniak. Always great to see you here. Mona, so good to see you. And yes, you'll have to rewatch this one in the archives. Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors was here. He sang little bits of other songs throughout the show, and then sang a full version of "Oh Holy Night" live here from Ireland on the Jim Masters show. So good stuff. Alessandra, congratulations on that. Happy holidays. Alessandra, thank you as well for the Christmas card that you sent. That was kind of you to send a Christmas card to us here at the Jim Masters show, to me, and I thank you for that. And congratulations, Alessandra, there as well. And hopefully you got your power back too, because I know there was that power situation that happened in North Carolina. And thank you very much. And Kathleen Walker, thank you, in our Irish green with the green hearts. She just did a super chat. Thank you very much. That really helps our show. We love that. And that's very kind of you. Any of you that do that, we thank you so very much. You heard what even Daryl was talking about when he was doing his things. He created Patreon, which is a good thing. We might do that. A lot of people told us we should be doing that. That helps support our series and helps support what we're doing. It's a good idea. But thank you for that, Kathleen. Thank you, Jim. Wonderful show. Tell management you are awesome. I will do that. I will tell management right away that Kathleen Walker said. And thank you very much. This is great. Jen Barry is here. Jim, thank you so much all year for all you do for us. My pleasure. And thank you for all you do during the holiday season. Jim, thank you. And your family, Slancha, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Kind of you as well. And again, Kathleen, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate that. Very kind of you. And I believe Anne, her accent in California, in Southern California. So good to see Anne here as well. She said she missed the Loveity family. Well, we're here for all of you daily, as much as we can be here. We're here. I know for a lot of you, you write to us, you write to me, and you tell me, or you post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, how much our series makes you feel good, how you have some laughs with us, how you're entertained, how you learn something. And it's a go-to place for you. It's an actual go-to place for you to feel good, to feel sort of grounded, centered. We've sort of created. Thank you very much, Alessandra. Yeah, I don't know, when you were here last, the hair was longer. We did sort of that experiment with the longer hair during the pandemic. And yeah, we got it cut and styled. It was always more like this, actually, before the pandemic. It was during the pandemic I let it grow longer because I always wanted to do it. And it was a lot of fun and everything was closed. So it was cool. But this is how generally I've always pretty much had it. And we're doing a lot of television work. So it's perfect for that. I like this. Jen Barry says, how cool. We are all back together. Slancha. Yes, I know life gets in the way. Life is busy. Life isn't perfect. Things happen in life, especially the last couple of years. Life has been crazy for everybody. But know that you can come here at the Jim Masters show. And Alessandra, good to see you. Glad to have you back in the fold. I think Marsha Watson here as well, which was really great to see Marsha here as well. She's been with us for a long time. We send our love continued to Mary Bishop, who's a big fan of our show. But, as we know, when the hurricane came to Florida, it did some havoc to her and her family. So we send our love to Mary Bishop, who's a huge, huge fan of our series. She's sent all kinds of things to us over the, couple of years here. And and it's really been wonderful. And Mona has sent spices and rubs over the years. And Wozniak has sent these incredible pecans. I mean, you guys have been very generous in Christmas cards and gifts. And it's very, very well received and duly noted. And I thank you so very much for all the kindness that you show, for the show and for me and for what we're doing here. Thank you very much. And she just did a super sticker. Love it. Very beautiful of you to do. Hope things are going well for you in Southern California there during the holiday season. Thank you. That's very kind. She just did a super sticker live during the show. And that is Really, really kind of you. Good to see everybody. Linda Odell from St. Augustine, Florida. And you're just scrolling through. Merlin, of course, Sherry and Kathleen and Joan Sando in the house. And this is part of some of the Jim Masters show Tried and True Loveity Squad. Then we have our extended Loveity viewer squad from around the world. I guess there's different tiers of the Loveity squad from what I've heard. and these are the folks that, they do what they can never to miss us when we're live. And if they do, they watch in the archives and comment on our YouTube channel in the archives. And then there's folks who just watch quietly, and then they'll leave a comment on the YouTube channel underneath the episodes. Ms. Pat in Texas is one of our newer Loveity Squad viewers here at the Jim Masters Show, and we love having her here. She's always commenting and celebrating the guests and everything that we're doing, and I think that's fantastic. And Leslie Cummings here as well. Good to see you, Leslie. A chat at a good time. You can see it live, which is great. Let us know, of course, where you're watching from, too. Or if we don't know where you're watching from, we know, Jen Barry's watching from Pennsylvania. Ann is in Southern California. Miss Pat is in Texas. Kathleen's in New York City. And Lysandra's in North Carolina. Merlin is in Canada. We know all of that. But for some of you, let us know where you're watching from. Linda's in Florida, of course. And Wozniak is in Florida. Jane, of course, is in Sweden. Jane is watching. It's good to see Jane as well. And again, these are just some of the folks that are visible. And then there's many that watch just quietly on their own. Hope everybody is doing well. And it was so cool. We were able to get, we pulled this show together very quickly for the holidays because we wanted to have Daryl on. Again, initially, Matthew was this close to coming on and was trying to get to where he needed to get to come on the show, but he's stuck in the airport. The flight, the plane, which I've had happen too, and I'm sure you have. It's sort of taxiing, it's sort of just taxiing on the runway there. So, because he was all excited to come on. But there's the website too, Celtic-Tenors.com, to find out. There is a tour. They have their extended. It was very funny when Daryl was telling us the 20th anniversary tour they were on took a pause because of the pandemic. So they're keeping that going, and they're sort of still celebrating the 20th, even though it's past the 20th. They're coming to America as well on their tour in the new year. So look for that. You can go to the website for the music and the tour, and we will have the guys back as they're getting ready to tour as well. So this was really, really cool. Good to see Jane in Sweden. And Jen Barry's in Pennsylvania says, such a good magical day, waking up to snow. Yeah, you had snow there in the mountains of Allentown, Pennsylvania, didn't you? Because you're inland, you're away from the coast, and spending time with Daryl on our show. Yeah, I know. Really cool stuff, huh? And yes, you guys were saying yes when he was singing, which was great. And everybody with their wonderful comments here. Marsha Watson, as we mentioned as well. And so many wonderful faces. We love having all of you here. You got chills. That's great. We give you the opportunity. Beautiful rendition of Oh Holy Night. We next weekend, we've got a very special show that we're putting together on Saturday for all of you, tied into the holidays. I love when everybody welcomes each other to the show. I'm so happy to share this live with all of you. We're happy to have you here, Ann. Absolutely. Hi, Jim and Celtic Tenors. Hello, Loveities. Hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday. Mona, absolutely. And it's so good to see you here, joined in to our Loveity squad and the Jim Masters show. And Merry Christmas, Merlin and Linda Odell as well. And you are very welcome, Sherry. That was fantastic, Jim. Thank you so much for all you do for us and spending your time with us. We love you. Love you back. Love you back. As Maureen always says, tight lovity hugs, right? Alessandra, yeah, if you ever miss anything live, everything is archived, extraordinary episodes. I loved the show. I needed to watch. Hopefully, you'll need to watch all the time. And cool stuff. Everybody's saying hello to everybody as well. And thank you again, Kathleen, for your super chat. You're very welcome. Anne and everybody who's commenting here. This is really, really fantastic. Mona says, thanks for all you do for us, Jim. Love you all. Yeah. And yes, we're feeling fantastic. We're doing well. I love this time of the year, holiday season. So I hope you're doing well and you're feeling okay there in the snow. Yeah. It was a rough year for you, Anne. So the archives are a blessing. I'm happy to know that the archives are there. If you ever need a pick-me-up, just go back and watch some of the episodes. Even some of the episodes, the archives are almost like reruns, meaning like a TV show reruns, where you get a chance to see things that you might have missed or see things again that you really enjoyed. You want to watch that episode again. Sometimes I'll even do that. I'll watch another show again or I'll watch the archives because since I'm doing the show, I don't get to see the show, if that makes any sense, because I'm hosting it. So I'm doing the show. So we'll watch episodes too. We'll watch them back. So I'm glad. And hopefully the new year will be better for you, Anne. And sending us some JMS Loveity here from the East Coast to you on the West Coast. And thanks for being with us too. And love and appreciate you so much, Jim. Don't ever forget that. We won't. Kathleen Walker in New York. We appreciate that. Sherry Larson, thank you very much. Right back at you. Mona, we love you back, Mona. All of you, all these great comments. Really nice. Cool stuff. Yes, I know, Damien, Dancing with the Stars. I know that, Alessandra. It's very cool, isn't it? Damien was a guest on our show a couple of times, talking about Damien McGinty, if you haven't seen that. If you love the Irish artists, and again, we have a plethora of different guests from all around the world on our show, but if you love specifically the Irish artists, we've had a lot come through. Mairead Healy's been here, and Daisy Conway's been here, and Connor McGinty's been here, and basically all of the Celtic Thunder gang and Celtic Woman gang. Orla Fallon's been with us, and so many. Phil Coulter, James Galway, the list goes on and on. Foster and Allen, they're legends, and we've had so many come through. It's really, really cool. Cool stuff. You guys are great. Thanks for all these comments. Hope you're doing well. Again, hope you're having a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Beautiful season. Wonderful time of the year. Jen says, my pleasure. My pleasure as well. And I hope you're smiling, gang, wherever you are around the world. It was cool having Daryl on the show representing the Celtic Tenors here on the Jim Master Show. Gang, if you enjoyed this episode, we would love it if you give it a thumbs up comment or thumbs up like on our YouTube channel. There's a thumbs up there. Give it a lot of lovity. Give it some lovability there with the thumbs up like. And then also leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, that doesn't cost anything when you do that. Be sure and do that. We would love if you do that. That helps us grow even further. All right, gang, this was terrific. Thanks for all of the enthusiasm, the passion, great music, great conversation with Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors. And again, we'll have them back, and we'll have the rest of the gang back with us as well. Hopefully Matthew is off the plane by now and warm and dry. And, sometimes that happens when you're traveling. We got stuck. We were on a TV shoot a couple of months ago. We got stuck for 10 hours overnight in the airport in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. We sure did. And it wasn't really pleasant because everything was closed. It was freezing and people were sleeping on floors and chairs. So when you fly, sometimes it can get a little crazy. Thanks, Jen in Allentown. Snowed in Jen there in Allentown. Jen is Zen in Allentown, Pennsylvania, USA. I give a thumbs up to all of you. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget, for those of you who haven't been with us maybe for a bit, something that's kind of cool you guys wanted back that we brought back from some of the original episodes of our series. We brought back the relax sign. There it is. We used to show this a lot during the earlier episodes of our series. So don't forget to relax and breathe. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the holiday spirit. And take time for yourself. Love one another. Take care of one another. Love yourself. We always have a positive message during our shows. This series has always had a positive bent to it, which I think is kind of cool because our world definitely needs that, doesn't it? Some of the conversations we have and the entertainment and all, with the laughter, levity, has that sort of feeling to it. And I love that. I love that about this series. When I sit in this host chair and we turn the lights on and we start, greeting all of you, I love the fact that it's going to be a positive, fun experience. And that's what we love. We love positive interactions as much as possible because there's so much negativity out there, and so many people that are not happy with themselves, with life, with situations. So we try to be some sort of ray of light here at Loveity Hall. And where's Danilo? Danilo too. I think he quietly watches because he comments. Danilo too from I think San Diego. Danilo is San Diego. And Christopher Joseph from Ohio as well, right? Hope everybody's doing well. Alessandra says, Merry Loveity Christmas, everyone. You too. I want to show you also very cool things happening tomorrow. If you know the show, the very popular series Yellowstone, that is one of the top things on television right now is the series Yellowstone. If you know, of course, the series This Is Us on NBC, that very popular series that was on NBC, beloved, high ratings. We've got somebody tomorrow who's from Yellowstone, This Is Us, the Orville, the impeachment, starring in all of these, even on iCarly on Nickelodeon, and that's just the short list. Coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, great actor, Eric Satterberg's going to be here. He's starring also on the Max original, The Other Two, all of these shows for all mankind. You know who he is. He's been in everything you can think of, some of the hottest shows on television. Eric Satterberg is a fantastic actor. He's going to be with us exclusively on the Jim Masters show live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, which is really, really, really cool. And yesterday, Jay Rowe was with us, and he played live. He played Christmas music on piano. He's a brilliant, acclaimed jazz musician, music director. He was with us yesterday. If you didn't catch that show, that was a great episode. A very talented person, really, really talented. He was with us recently. And check back some of the episodes of our series. We've had some really amazing guests on the show of late, and much, much, much more to come. So many people that are coming in. And Jen Barry says, I love your relax sign. So cool. Absolutely. And Kathleen, you as well, back at you. And everybody that's watching and commenting, and Alessandra and Ms. Pat in Texas, thank you very much. And Jen and all the rest. All right, gang. This was fun. Thanks for being with us here on the Jim Masters Show. You got some Christmas music. You got some good holiday spirit coming your way. Look at our set. Our set is really nice, isn't it? It's kind of cool. It's very festive. And, we're always doing what we can to make you guys smile and have a good time with all of us. We love you all. Don't forget, we don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later and ciao and cheers and slancha and hasta la vista, buenas noches. We say cheerio and cheers and moi loop, and take care and be well. We'll be back tomorrow live with Eric Satterberg, incredible actor from Yellowstone, This Is Us, and all these top shows. And a busy week of fabulous guests coming up. A special show on Saturday we're going to have, a special Christmas episode with all of you. which will be fun. We'll have music. We'll have interaction with our Loveities watching all around the world. So stay tuned for that. Coming up, a special episode of the Jim Masters Show in time for our holiday celebrating. Sandra will be here tomorrow. Fabulous. We'll look forward to that. And you guys are great. Thank you, Jane, and thank you, Sherry. And enjoy your day. For those watching live, we'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. For those watching Memorex, watching this in the archives, stay right here. Another episode comes up. Again, before you scoot out, do give us a like on our YouTube channel. Do take time to leave a comment on the YouTube channel underneath the episode. And if you haven't subscribed, man, would we love if you did. It does help us, and it doesn't cost anything to do that. Thank you again. I appreciate that. We love you back. From Jen in a snowy Pennsylvania, USA. All right, gang, be well. Take care. Once again, we thank Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors coming on the show and joining us for some levity, some Irish crack and good times. And this was a lot of fun on the Jim Masters Show. See you on the next one. Okay, gang? Be well. Take care. And we love you all. And from all of us here, again, Merry Christmas. Best of the holiday season to all of you. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. May the new year be blessed and beautiful for you, and happy and healthy and productive and successful. And the rest of the holiday season as well. We're not going anywhere. We have more shows coming up, but I want to spread the holiday cheer as often as we can here, because I think we all need it. And how many of you are already listening to Christmas music? I pull out Christmas music. I have all kinds of music, and I pull out Christmas music throughout the year, not just during Christmas time. But we started officially listening to our Christmas music, which is on all the time, actually before Thanksgiving. I'd say maybe a week before Thanksgiving, started slipping it in, while I'm working and just in the car, and we have it on. We have our CDs, and then we're listening to the various streaming channels, and we've got Sirius XM, of course, in our car and computers. We're listening to the holiday channels there, but also we have so much Christmas music here that I make a lot of Christmas CD mixes, instrumental, vocal, choral. We're listening to all of those as well. And literally, I think I've got about 3,000 Christmas CDs. Then we've got albums, we've got cassettes, we've got mixtapes we've made. A lot of Christmas music here at Loveity Hall. And we're rotating and listening to all the different versions of it. So we've had it on for a while. And it's, because the season is such a nice season. It goes by so fast. You know what I mean? It can be a heady season. It can be very crazy and busy, and you've got to be everywhere and do everything and shop and cook and bake and visit and all the rest. But it is a beautiful season. It really is. It's one of the most wonderful times of the year, as Andy Williams has always lovingly sung. And Mr. Christmas and the late Andy Williams, another great crooner, one of our favorites. Got a chance to meet him a few years back before he passed. Andy Williams was a sweetheart of a person. Great voice, of course. Thank you, Mona. We'll see you on the next episode. Sherry started listening in June of 1980. She started listening in June. Cool. That's great. Get that spirit. I agree with Sherry. Mona, good to have you back here. She watches from New Orleans, Louisiana. Fantastic. All right, so Christmas is coming, and thanks to those of you who have sent cards. We really appreciate that. That's very beautiful of you, and other things you've sent in the mail to us. That's so kind. Very generous, Loveity viewers, Loveity squad we have here on the show. All right, that's why we don't say goodbye, because we never have a goodbye. It's just see you later. That way it's extended. Yup. Started in June of 1980, right? And the music has not stopped. Well, that's great. I'm right there with you, Sherry Larson. I am right there with you. You started watching the Jim Masters Show series in September of 2021. Wow. So you're a year and 3 months into it. That's fantastic. You're becoming a seasoned veteran now. There are those who've been with us since day one. Kathleen Walker's been with us for a long time, and many others, but glad you are here. Yeah, the Irish never say goodbye. They say, see you later. Ciao, sláinte, cheers. The ocean and the mountains, Zen. You got it, Jen. Absolutely. Keep on rocking on in their mountains as we have sleet coming here along the coast. You got the snow, we got the sleet. So make the best of it. Just stay inside, have some hot chocolate, relax, make a sandwich, have some hot soup, whatever it is. It's freezing in Ireland, Daryl said. It's a little nippy here, and we got some sleet headed our way. So, with that kind of weather, maybe it's good we did the show earlier, right? Because you never know with the internet. And you've gotten a lot of friends since you joined the Jim Masters show. That is terrific. That is terrific. See, that's the residual of the show that we do, because it's conversational, it's warm, it's fun and interactive. So that's basically what has happened. A lot of friendships developed, and with me and you and me and you with each other. And it's just this Loveity family, which I think is really, that's the icing on the cake to all of this, isn't it? It's not just having the guests come in, but what we've created here is a community. This series, the Jim Masters Show Live, isn't just a show. It isn't just something that pops up on YouTube. There's a community, a feeling, a vibe that we've created, sort of like a Loveity movement. I think one of you called it that. I think it was Maureen in Arizona, Weedapal. She had said Loveity isn't just a word. I think she said it's a movement, which I think is kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. And Sherry's been listening to music a decade before the 80s. She's never stopped. Oh, I've listened to it since childhood. Yeah. Merlin started watching when Paul Green came on. Paul Green. Yeah, if you didn't see the episode with my buddy Paul Green, the actor and singer, of course, from Canada, he was on our show twice. And recently too, and like just a few months back, Paul was with us in the summertime-ish. And so those were great episodes with Paul. He performed for us on the show. And yeah, that he was been with us twice as well, which I think is really cool. So some of you know me from television and radio and stage and film, and some of the viewers have watched because you've seen me on television or heard me on the radio and other things I've done, which is cool. And then some of you have popped on because maybe a guest that I had on my show you're familiar with, and then you really liked what we do here, and then you became a fan of the show as a result of the guest that you enjoy being on the show, and now you're with us regularly. I think that's terrific. We've had so many people hop in. Some are visible. You see their comments in the chat room. Others, many, many thousands of people that watch the series just watch quietly, and they'll leave comments maybe on the channel. But however, it's beautiful. I think whether you are watching because you know me, and a lot of the guests, I've known before they come on the show and just said, hey, we're doing this Jim Masters Show live series, which I like to pop on. And they're like, sure, Jim. Yeah. And some of them, like I said, with the Celtic Tenors, I had interviewed Matthew and James years back when the Celtic Tenors were it was a different sort of setup before Daryl had come on. And now Daryl is with them and has been with them. I think it's about 17 years now. He's been with them, with Matthew and James and the Celtic Tenors. So yeah, this is whether you watch, because you've been following my career and then here you are, or maybe a guest that you enjoyed came on and then you really love what we're doing and you enjoy the series. I think that's cool. That's what it's all about. It is a talk show versus just an interview show. You know what I mean? An interview show is just really, the interview show really doesn't bring in the viewers. An interview show, a lot of times, is just the person that's hosting or talking, the journalist, what have you, the host, the personality, and the guest. And you're quietly watching. In our series, I designed it where we bring in some of the viewers who are sort of like our studio audience. You guys that are in the chat room commenting, and others who are quietly watching. You're kind of like our studio audience, which is different, especially on the internet. You don't really always see that. People are creating like things where they're just talking towards you or at you. We're doing it with you. And I think it's cool. I think it's great. It's different and it's unique and it's a lot of work, but we love it. We love it. You guys are great. You saw a guest on the show and then you popped on and have stayed with us, Alessandra. That is fantastic. That is great. We love it. All right. We're going to scoot out. We thank all of you for being here. Nice little post-guest chat. I know you guys love when we do these little chats here as well. And that's cool. Jane says, I started watching you when you had a great Irish guy on as a guest in 2021. Since then, I've got many new friends along Loveities and guests, and two Loveities even hate you. You're the best host, Jim. You have two Loveities that don't like you? Really? And they're Loveities? That's funny. Well, it's the way life goes, just do you. Just have fun. Not everybody loves everything in the world, I guess, right? Not everybody loves vanilla ice cream. Oh boy, what we had? Remember, if you were watching yesterday, but it's good to have you here, Jane. It's good to have everybody here. You're all welcome here. It's all one big happy family. So everybody continue to watch, support, like, comment, share on your social media, the YouTube links. Thanks to Sherry Larson. She's one of our biggest doing that. I see Merlin's been doing that too. Kathleen's been doing it. Thank you very much. And remember I said yesterday, I was so busy because I had a television shoot yesterday. And then we had our guest, contemporary jazz musician Jay Rowe, here with us. And so I didn't have any time because I had this show to do yesterday. I didn't have any time to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. None. Until we wrapped the show last night. So around 9 o'clock, pizza, really good cheese pizza with salad. So that's what we ended up having yesterday after doing the show for all of you, and then having a professional television shoot for the TV News Magazine show I host in New York. And yeah, we got to eat around 9 o'clock at night, and it was pizza. And I had a few slices. We were hungry. And today we've got some Caesar salads ready to go. Oh, last night after the pizza, I felt like I was at a kid's birthday party. I also had vanilla ice cream. Yeah, fresh vanilla ice cream. Where it has the actual vanilla bean in it. So we had pizza and ice cream at 9 o'clock at night last night here at Loveity Hall. It was like a kid's birthday party. Pizza and ice cream. The only thing missing, I think, was pin the tail on the donkey. It was almost like a kid's birthday party, but it was good. So today we've got some nice hot soup. It's like a tortellini soup, actually. And actually, being Irish, I should have had a creamy potato soup. Yeah, I love creamy soups. You guys love creamy soups? I love all soup. I'm a soup person. My father, my sister, my brother likes soups too, but my dad loves soups all year long. My sister loves soups. And, but my sister and my mom are interesting. Like if we have soup and sandwich, they will only have half a sandwich and the soup. We'll all have the whole sandwich and the soup. And because they, the soup may be filling, or the half sandwich will be filling. So they'll have the soup with like half a small little sandwich. Well, I'll be like, oh no, soup and sandwich. I'll have the bowl, maybe even 2 bowls, and the full sandwich. I'll take that. When we go to restaurants, go to diners, same thing. We'll do a full thing and I'm good with it, and my father's the same way, the big bowl of soup and a full sandwich of whatever it is. Sometimes, with tomato soup is a nice toasted grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup, or a tuna melt. Love those. But we've got a Caesar salad, big Caesar salad. We still have some of that ice cream left. Got some tortellini soup we're going to have. And because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon as we're waiting for the sleet to come, And as of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the only thing I had today so far, because we had this show to prepare and do, 2 pieces of toast and green tea. Toast with a little bit of butter on it. And that's about it. Tea and toast. That's sort of old school. It's very Irish and British, and some tea and toast is what we had earlier this morning at about 9 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m. I was watching one of my favorite shows on Sundays in the morning is CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley. Working in television, and I've worked in television news. I love that news magazine program. So I've always been a fan of CBS Sunday Morning. They got some really good stories on there, and I just love the way they tell them. They're sort of conversational, and you get a chance to, it's just different. It's kind of like our show, conversational. It's not just really like an interview show. It's a talk show. It's conversational. CBS Sunday Morning here, and giving them some plugs, some free advertising. I've always enjoyed CBS Sunday Morning. Good show. Remember, it was Charles Kuralt and then Charles Osgood, and Jane Pauley's doing it, who used to be on the Today Show on NBC. Her husband is Gary Trudeau, the famous cartoonist who did the Doonesbury cartoons. And not far from us here, I believe, they still have a summer home on one of the islands off the coast here, which is beautiful. They're in New York, and then they come up the coast here, and they have in the southern New England region, they have a home on one of the islands, which is nice, like a summer home here. A lot of people do have their summer homes. And so, yeah, I enjoyed that. So I had the 2 pieces of toast with butter and the tea, the green tea, 2 cups of the tea, while we were working behind the scenes, getting all the photos and building the episode for today. And then we were waiting a little bit on Daryl. So we started today's show a little bit late. And then Matthew, he was actually, before Daryl came on, he was texting Matthew and hadn't heard back, probably because Matthew was on the plane. And then he called Matthew while Matthew was texting on the plane. And that's when Matthew had said, "I'm stuck. I'm on a plane. We're taxiing along the airport here." So we'll get all the guys together. But yeah, tea and toast. How about you guys? By now, you're probably getting ready for your dinner. We're going to have that soon. Yeah, I know. What is this? The last 2 days, I haven't gotten a chance to eat much. Potato soup is great, isn't it? I love potato soup. It's very, very good. I love potato anything. That's in my blood. I love potato soup. Ms. Pat in Texas, do you make potato soup? Because if you make potato soup, we're coming to Texas and we'll have some. Pizza, I know. That's what we had. Jane says, "Oh, yes. Good stuff. Yummy." I know. For those watching our show who are new to the fold here, to the mix, we do have a foodie crowd here. They love the food. And who doesn't? Especially this time of the year. I mean, you guys bake cookies? Do you go through the whole thing? Our family does. Cookies, pies, full thing. We've already had some eggnog too. I try to go for the lighter eggnog because eggnog can have a lot of fat and sugar. And so I like to try to go for the lighter eggnog. We've run out of it. We need to get some eggnog in Loveity Hall here. We've run out of it. I do like eggnog. And what's really good too, for those of you who would, you take the eggnog and you put a little Bailey's Irish cream in it. Even some Bailey's Irish cream in the coffee. It's really good. It's good. Instead of putting milk or a creamer in, you put a little Bailey's in the coffee and you use that as the creamer. Wow. Nice, smooth. It adds a little bit of sweetness. If you're able to do that, we do that. My sister and I make these special drinks during the holidays. The Bailey's is in it. And the eggnog. Yeah, little Bailey's in the eggnog, mix it into the eggnog. It's very, very tasty. Again, that's if you partake. If you don't, can have just the coffee or the eggnog or the tea, whatever you're having, but we do like to do that at holiday time. And it's really, really, really good. So, that's a little thing there we do at the Masters household. So we're going to have some Caesar salads and some tea. And guys are still commenting. This is really awesome. So do you guys go away we're going to do a holiday show next week, but a little chat we're doing here with you now, a little surprise chat. Do you guys go away for your holidays, or do you like to stay close to home? What do you guys like to do during the holidays? And do you do all the baking? Are you the one that does the cooking? Does everybody come to your house? Do you go away to the relatives or the friends? Or do you just stay home? Some people don't even get involved in all that. Some people just stay home and they do a quiet Christmas. They don't have necessarily all the relatives. And as time goes on, sometimes families shrink as loved ones pass or friends pass. So sometimes the table setting gets a little bit smaller for people. Well, whatever the case may be. And if you are missing a loved one, maybe a loved one. We actually have a cousin that passed away this year. We had a dear family friend pass away this year. Actually, two. One passed. It was very unusual. And I don't know if I mentioned it on the show, but in the early part of this year, I say late winter, early spring, we had a dear family friend, legendary singer Ronnie Spector, pass away in January. You know her, of course, from the Ronettes. Then we had, not far after, actually just before that, cousin passed away. Cousin Adrian passed away up in Massachusetts. He actually hails originally from New Orleans. He passed away. And another dear family friend passed away. And then a colleague, the husband of one of my longtime colleagues at public television, passed away. And it was a situation where there were memorials that overlapped one another, which was really something. So there's about 4 people that we knew personally in the family, friend, colleague collection who passed this year. So you may have somebody, there's been a lot of people even in the celebrity world that have passed this year. Kirstie Alley recently did, and Bob McGrath, one of my favorite people. He was Bob on Sesame Street since 1969, and everybody grew up with the very popular children's series Sesame Street. Bob was Bob. Bob McGrath was a famous or fabulous singer and performer, and he joined the Sesame Street gang back in 1969. And he was on the show for 47 years as Bob, the friendly, congenial neighbor. And he sang most of the songs in your neighborhood. Da, 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 all those songs. And it comes back, as I'm thinking about it. He passed away this week. And a lot of people have been talking about that because, that series Sesame Street has meant so much to so many people. And I know from being on public television the years and years and years where we raised a lot of money in support of the children's programming on PBS, Sesame Street, and all the shows thereafter. And Sesame Street, one of the great ones, one of the clubs still on, and it's been on since 1967. And Bob was really fantastic. Oh boy, this is an interesting question. What is your favorite Christmas cookie? Gingerbread cookies are good. The sugar cookies are good. One of my aunts has always made those crescent cookies. They look like half moon crescent. We've had pecans, but one of my favorites is the peanut butter blossoms. And that's been like a family handed down recipe. Grandmother, aunts, my mom, even sister, the peanut butter cookies with the Hershey's Kisses on top. That's right up there as far as favorite, because I love peanut butter. And so to have it with the chocolate, Hershey's Kisses, I like them even when there's no Hershey's Kisses on top at all. And sometimes you can sprinkle sugar on that cookie, but I like them sometimes even when they're plain. You just get the peanut butter flavor. And I love the Hershey's Kisses on top. As a kid, we would take the kiss on top, eat the cookie, eat the kiss later, all that. That's a good one. Yeah. If you put Christmas cookies in front of me, no matter what kind they are, I'm going to make sure that tray is cleared out soon. Cookies are my thing all year long. I love cookies. And here's something, throw out at you. I love custard. Yeah, custard, vanilla custard. There was one time years ago when it was a birthday of mine, and the folks said, what kind of cake would you like? And, we would always have baked cakes. So we would have those Carvel ice cream cakes, vanilla with the chocolate crunchies inside and all that. And there was one time I said, you know what I want? Instead of a cake this year, I want you to make baked custard. And so Mom did. Mom made trays of the baked custard. And my father was kind of like, what the heck is this? Where's the cake? Because he wanted a slice of the cake. And I said, well, I wanted custard, because, custard takes time to make, and I know it's a little time consuming. So Mom made custard. We went back to the cakes, of course, but Mom made the custard for me. And I thought it was great. I love custard. If custard is... Actually, in Florida, when we go to see family in Florida, there's a couple of these really cool frozen custard places. And when I visited Wisconsin on television projects, television shoots, their frozen custard in Wisconsin is really good. Frozen custard is delicious. And when we go to Florida, there is a frozen custard place not too far from where the family is. And we have now started to make it an annual trip when we're there to go visit the frozen custard place. What a combination. I've never had apple tart and custard. There's Chris watching in Northern Ireland, and apple tart and custard. That sounds like a good combination. Jen Barry says, I love custard. And I love chocolate chip cookies. You can't beat the classic chocolate chip. It's always a good one, especially when they're warm and they're coming right out of the oven. Oh, yeah. Oatmeal fudge bars. Do you make those from scratch, Alessandra? Because I know you like to cook and bake. Do you make those from scratch? A lot of people are doing that too, because with inflation and the price and cost of everything, airplane tickets and renting cars and all of that, it's in food. Everything's expensive, unbelievably expensive right now. So you're just going to stay home for the holidays, save a few dollars. So you'll start the new year off with some money in your account, which is good. You make yours from scratch. Really, really nice. It takes some time. Yeah, my family does. Everything is made from scratch. Yes, Kathleen, of course, the Irish and Kathleen there in New York. Just going to try that with eggnog. Do try that with the eggnog. Little Bailey's in the eggnog is quite tasty. It's very nice. I think you'll like it. Let me know. Send me a text or whatever. Let me know how you like it after you try the Bailey's in the eggnog. You could just pour out just eggnog in one cup. You don't have to make a whole bowl of eggnog. You can just pour the eggnog in one cup or a mug. Sometimes we'll have it in like a mug, and we'll have it. And it's also, you know what else? I forgot. How can I not remember this? So try that, Kathleen, in New York City there. The Queen of Queens. That's right. That's what I used to call you, right? The Queen of Queens. And when Renee Katz has been on, she comes in from the Midlands of Queens. You're the Queen of Queens. You know what else? Bailey's is also good. I'm doing an advertisement for CBS Sunday morning, and now I'm doing advertisement for Bailey's. We should have Bailey's as a sponsor. We we need to get sponsors for this show too to fund it. I've been so busy just doing the shows and communicating with all of you that we should get some sponsors and people who would like to, get some recognition. The Baileys in hot chocolate is also very good. It's very good. I've had it. You take the Baileys, you make the hot chocolate, you put a little Baileys in it, swirl it around. It's really good. So what have we mentioned thus far? Baileys in the coffee is really good. It's kind of like an Irish coffee in a way. Baileys in the eggnog is very good. Baileys straight up is good. But Baileys in the coffee, Baileys in the eggnog, and Baileys in the hot chocolate. That's really good. That is very good. So I think I'm helping Baileys to sell a few cases of their stuff. You make the chocolate chip cookies from scratch. That's really cool. That's great. We have an international audience, so people from all around the world watch us live or later in the archives. And there's all these different cultures and all these different traditions for what people do for their holidays. And of course, there's Hanukkah and all of the Jewish delicacies and wonderful things that are made celebrating Hanukkah as well. And I have had an opportunity to go to be invited to Hanukkah celebrations as well as Passover celebrations and some really great things that are made and enjoyed as well. Brisket, of course, one of them. Some Manischewitz too in the mix there. Scream Queen Army in Ireland. Chris says, I love carrot cake buns, cupcakes. Haven't had them in quite a while, though. Well, I guess now you're going to have them, right? Because you said it. That sounds good. Yeah. Carrot cake cupcakes. That sounds good. Carrot cake's good, too. I love you, Jen. That is the third time you said that. Third time's a charm. Appreciate that. It's good stuff, guys. Wow. Talking about food here on the holidays and some of the things that we like to have. Gave you some little tips there with the Baileys and either the hot chocolate, the coffee, or in the eggnog is very, very delicious. Very good. I think you'll enjoy it. Makes me want to have some now with that soup and Caesar salad. Also, I'm going to throw this in too. We've done this, and it actually is very, very good. A dish of vanilla ice cream. And you pour a little of the Baileys over the vanilla ice cream. Or you can make a milkshake with vanilla ice cream. Now, it really tastes better with vanilla than it does with, I wouldn't suggest this with chocolate or strawberry. It might work with coffee ice cream. But to take the ice cream like a milkshake, a vanilla milkshake, possibly with a coffee flavored milkshake. No, peppermint. I haven't tried that, but we have tried it with a vanilla milkshake and we've tried it with coffee milkshake, little Baileys in that. And yes, you can use the straw if you want in your milkshake, or use the spoon, or just drink it. It's very good. It's very good in a milkshake. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Whatever, so we're talking about milkshakes, whatever floats your boat, you can do the Baileys a lot of different ways. So we got coffee, we've got hot chocolate, we've got it in milkshakes, and we've got it in the eggnog. Some things you can try. Mona says she loves sunflower butter cookies with chocolate chips. Butter cookies are great, but I've never had, and I mentioned the crescent cookies, sunflower butter cookies with chocolate. I've never had those before. Not the sunflower butter cookies with chocolate chips. I mean, I've had butter cookies, I've had chocolate chips, but not sunflower butter cookies with chocolate chips. Have you? Mona has. They taste delicious, I'm sure, Mona, and they sound good. Do you bake them from scratch there in New Orleans, or do you, buy them pre-made? They sound good no matter how you do it. Jane says, have you tasted Bailey's strawberry. I've never tasted the strawberry flavored Bailey's. I had heard that there is a strawberry flavored Bailey's. Bailey's Irish cream is what we're talking about, the liqueur. So I've never tried the strawberry one, but there is a strawberry version. I've seen it on the shelf. I've never tried that one. Is it good? Have you tried it, Jane? And Alessandra says, I love, what's it, banoffee cake? It's so heavenly. Is that how you pronounce that? See if I can see that correctly. Wow. What is that? It sounds good. Is that a Southern cake? That sounds really good, Jane. I mean, Alessandra. Well, the Bailey strawberry from Jane sounds good. And from Alessandra, that sounds good. Is a banoffee cake? Is that how you say that? That's how you say it? What is it? What's in it? You know, it's always, I'm really good. I'm somebody that you can go out to eat with or invite to a gathering or a party or a celebration. And I'll try a lot of different things. I'm not too picky an eater. And I really wasn't as a kid. Although my sister and I, we didn't like tomatoes when we were kids, and we didn't like bananas, as strange as that is. You know, the actual banana or the actual tomato. Yet we loved anything flavored banana, and we loved anything flavored tomato. Soup, juice, spaghetti sauce, all of it, but not the actual tomato. Now I love tomatoes. Pick them off the vine and eat them. Bananas, I love them. Isn't that funny how that happens? How, you know, your tastes change, or your palate changes, or what you didn't like, you like, or what you used to like, you don't. Sometimes a lot of people say as time goes on, things taste too sweet for them. You know, stuff's too sweet, so you back off on the sugar. You don't have as much. So yeah, this is great to see some of these comments that are coming in as far as what you guys have for your holiday treats. That's really cool. So here you go. It is it's bananas with dulce de leche caramel with an English cake. Ooh, with a vanilla icing and English biscuit on top. So there it is there. And then there's the part 2. Wow. Doesn't that sound good? That sounds really, really good. I like that idea. I have to try some of that. That is really, really, really cool. That is nice. Yeah. Maybe we'll put a little music underneath this conversation here. There we go. Gonna add a little music underneath there as we're talking about, email the picture. That's cool. And Mona says she makes from scratch those sunflower cookies. That's really cool. That is awesome. I love that. We're having a little post guest chat here, learning about all these great. Ooh, so you're familiar with that banoffee pies? Use coffee, chocolate, or both there in Ireland. Very, very cool. I like that. Yeah, that's really nice, huh? So what else? What else do you guys like to do? I'm surprised I had never had that before. Wow, that's really, really cool. I love that. We're adding a little music underneath the conversation here. Really nice. I could use a drink of water about now. No, maybe a Bailey's and eggnog. That sounds good. If you're just joining us, we're doing a little surprise post chat here. Thank you again. This is great. So you're going to email a picture of that banoffee cake. That sounds really good. And you said the Bailey's is in the it's a pink bottle. That's right. I've seen that pink bottle on the shelves. Mona, again, she said she makes the sunflower butter cookies with chocolate chips. That sounds so good. Just even the description of it sounds really good, doesn't it? Oh, music. Well, that's cool. Got a little music we got here in our post-show chat underneath the conversation. Oh, wow. Thanks for that comment. A lot of comments coming in here. Gang, you guys are so great. This was terrific. Now you can eat and dance, right? You got a little music. Yeah, we're adding in some of our music underneath as we're chatting here. It's kind of cool. But we're going to get ready to wrap up because we have to eat. All I had to remember is 2 pieces of toast. Let's see. 7 hours ago. Just thinking of the time. I was counting the hours backwards. It's about 3:30 p.m. Eastern here, and it was around 9 a.m. or so when I had that toast with the tea, and the stomach is saying, "Okay, Jim, that's pretty good now. You can eat now, Jim." So I think we're going to do that. This is fun. Love having all of you here. Really, really do. I can't express that enough. We all lead busy lives, and it's nice when you're here. Nice when you can be with us. It's nice when you can be with us, not just when we have a guest that you like. It's nice when you're here when it's just us as well, because this is an entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series, bringing back the lost art of conversation, and we are very connected. And yes, Loveity reigns on the Jim Masters Show Live. It sure does. And all of you here, we've created something really, really nice. Thank you, Kathleen. Go eat and relax. Don't make me come over there. Well, if you come over, bring some Baileys and some eggnog, because we're out of both. Kathleen, hop on the train. We'll pick you up. What is it, about an hour and a half? And no, we'll get you. We won't do an Uber for you. We won't have an Uber waiting for you. We'll get you. And you can bring the Baileys and the eggnog. Exactly. On Christmas morning, we usually have a shot of Irish mist before midday. And he's not talking about opening the doors and letting the fog come in off the ocean. He's talking about some Irish mist. Nice way to start the day. Nice way to start, have a nice Irish Christmas. You emailed the picture. Okay, great. Perfect. We love that. That's cool. And this is nice. Let's see if we can even get that picture of that banoffee cake. That'd be kind of cool. If we can sort of bring that in here. Let's see if we can, while we're here, we might as well bring it up on the screen if we can. Because she just literally emailed it to us moments ago. So let's see. Is this it here? Let's see if we can. Yeah, maybe we can bring that in. We'll bring that photo up. That'll be great. Yeah. Okay, now it's up, and here it is. Look how quick we move at the Jim Masters Show. Last night when Jay Rowe, the fabulous contemporary jazz musician, was on our show. If you didn't see that episode, it was really a great conversation. He played Christmas carols live for us on the piano. He's brilliant. We chatted on the phone afterwards. A lot of times the guests and I chat after the show, either through text, email, or we call each other. And usually I send them a thank you email as well for being on. But Jay said, I can't believe how fast you guys are at your show. You get stuff, photos and everything like instantaneously, because there were things that they were sending to us while the show was on that we were putting into our system. Like this from Alessandra. There it is. Now, we move fast around here at the Jim Masters Show. She just emailed this picture to us moments ago. There is the banoffee cake, or as Chris in Ireland says, pie. There it is. That looks moist and juicy. Now, is that a very heavy, if you eat it, do you have just one slice because it's very heavy? Or is it something that is, you can have a couple of slices. It looks like it's dense. So it looks like it's something where one slice and you're good for the day, right? I'm assuming one slice and you're probably good for the day. But maybe not. Maybe it tastes so good you want to have more than one slice. Not heavy at all. So that's a 3-layer. That looks like it's 3 layers, which is nice. Ms. Pat in Texas is still with us. We're on a subject Ms. Pat in Texas is liking. We're talking food. That looks amazing, yummy. Sure does, doesn't it? All the Loveities. Sounds great, Chris. What Chris is, you are watching Orson Welles. Orson Welles. I've always loved Orson Welles. 1958 ½ hour. Touch of Evil. That sounds great. You know, we've talked about that. Yes, the Jim Masters Show Loveity Cookbook. We're actually working on that idea. So, yeah, send us some recipes because we are working on the Jim Masters Loveity Cookbook. And send us some, and maybe yours will be in it. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool to have your recipe, your family recipe, in one of our cookbooks? Of course, we'll have our own as well. From our family and our family traditions. There, you got a chance to see that banoffee cake or pie there. I'll take some. Feel free to ship it. Cool stuff. And let's see, there's more coming in here. Thank you, Mona. We're working on that idea. Time to eat a big dinner. Eat the cookies from all the Loveities here. The Bailey strawberry, and the end will be relaxing. So if you eat all the cookies and then you have the Baileys, you have the strawberry one. Jane in Sweden is saying the end, the end of the evening will be very relaxing. Yeah. 20 minutes ago, I said, see you later. See how this happens when we all get together? It's like one big family. Sounds great, Jim. We all need to submit a recipe. Call it Jim Masters and Loveity Cookbook. Yeah, right? Recipes from Loveity Hall. I like that idea, Mona, there. Really, really cool. We're having a little chat with you here, gang. It's kind of nice, after having Daryl Simpson on live from Ireland, from the Celtic Tenors. For those of you watching for the first time, we like to do this as much as we can with our busy lives and busy schedule. So nice, really nice. Good comments and lots of Loveity here. But we are going to scoot out. I know I've said that a few times. We're going to scoot out because got to eat. And now getting really, really hungry with all of the food that we are talking about here. And I'm just taking a look at some of these comments that are coming in our JMS Loveity chat room. Gang, if this is your first time here, you want to be somebody who gets to chat, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. And you get to chat in the Loveity Hall chat room. We love that, having that for you. And sometimes, again, every once in a while, we get to show a comment or two on the screen. If you want to really assure that, then when you do the super chat, super emoji, super stickers, which we love, and some of our viewers, Anne, Southern California, Kathleen in New York did that today during the show, which we really appreciate that. That helps our show as well. And we are going to be putting together a Patreon page as well. We get some bonus stuff, bonus ideas, bonus video, bonus footage, some exclusives. So look for that coming up. People have told us months ago, years ago, to do that. And we're going to do that. So look for that coming up, and some other YouTube membership stuff. And yeah, matter of fact, my buddy Paul Green, he does that. He does both of those things. A lot of people do it. And we're probably going to do that too. It's going to give you some extra cool stuff that I think you'll like. Right, exactly. We said see you later, but we didn't. That's why we don't say goodbye, because sometimes the see you later turns into an extended conversation. Hey, Crystal Nolan, so good to see you here in Loveity Hall. It's always great. Crystal Nolan in USA. She's in Connecticut, longtime supporter, fan, and viewer of the Jim Masters show, and loves it. Happy holidays, Crystal. You were with us last night too, and the night before. And Jen is Zen. You guys are great. All right, so we're going to scoot out, and now we're starving after talking about food for the last 20 minutes. during the holiday time. This was beautiful. All right, Loveity family, everybody watching the Jim Masters show, we wish you the best of the holidays, the rest of your day or evening or morning, noon, or night. We know a lot of our viewers watch the series at all different times of the day. You know, for some of you, it's late night right now, or going to be late night. Some of you, it's morning. Some of you, it's already our Australian audience. It's tomorrow already. So I got a little music underneath. It's kind of cool. Maybe we should have the Baileys in our hand right now with the eggnog. Thank you very much. Good to see you. He's been with our show a long time. Chris in Northern Ireland is becoming a seasoned veteran of JMS Live. He's been here a good long time. Crystal, thank you again, and everybody watching. Spread the word about our show to everybody you know. Don't keep it a secret. Give this episode a like. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. We would love that. There's a big thumbs up button there as well for you. Click that. It's on the YouTube channel, all the episodes. Leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, that is. Not subscribe. Subscribe. And we appreciate that. It's so cool when you do it. It's about it, gang. You too, and all the Loveities. Night to each other. Thanks, gang, for being with us here on the Jim Masters Show. This is Jim Masters here at Loveity Hall, coming at you live in the holiday season with good cheer, merriment, and a little post-show, that is. Post-show. Make sure I say that right. Post-show. Somehow the S dropped. Post-show. Yeah, I think we'll do that more. Yeah, we're going to do that more underneath, the conversations. We're going to get some cool stuff for you guys. We're always tweaking the show. We're always making it better and better and better. We're spending a lot of money on the show, on everything. And look at our set. Look at the holiday set. You guys have really been expressing your love. That's a huge Christmas tree. It goes from ceiling to floor, the Christmas tree there. There it is. Yes, we're panning our cameras. There you got that beautiful tree. It's got, have you noticed the J there too? That was a gift. It's a big J there. Yeah, cool stuff. On our festive holiday set here at Loveity Hall for all of you. Yeah, we always go the extra mile here at the Jim Masters Show. We do this like a TV series. We don't really call it a podcast. We do it really like a TV series. And love it. So live from Loveity Hall, it's Jim Masters thanking you for your time this time till next time. We will be back, and we thank you very much for joining us on the show. And we will see you guys on the next one. A great week of guests coming up. Binge watch, do all the rest. And don't forget to love one another, take care of one another. It is very, very good to do that. Thanks for the comments. You guys loving the sweater. Appreciate that. You guys know, or if you don't know, green is my favorite color. So this time of the year, there's a lot of green. So I'm in hog heaven with the green this time of year, everywhere. Decorations look great. Great job. Thank you. We appreciate that, Mona. Only the best on JMS. And if you're looking for George Burns, there he is. You see him next to the poinsettias? There's George for you there. And there is a couple of other cool things. Right there, we've got the snowman, and there's all these gifts here. Right all through here, all these gifts and everything. And then, of course, the tree and the Santa hat and the decorations on the Loveity lamps and all that fun stuff there for you on the Jim Masters Show. All right, gang. We're going to scoot out. We shall see you soon. All right. We love you all. And thanks for watching the Jim Masters Show. It's always great when you guys are here. And we just love having you here. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, all the other stuff we said already. That's about it. And thanks for these comments. We still see comments coming up here. We appreciate that. Take a look at these comments that are coming in here. Again, I think that's the fourth Love You Jim from Jen Barry, which we thank her for, and enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you very much, and all the rest. We like to acknowledge as many people as we can during the show. All right, so that's a wrap. We love you all. Take care and be well. We'll see you on the next episode of the Jim Masters Show. We got to get some Baileys and eggnog in this house stat. And we do have some hot chocolate. We do have the hot chocolate. We got the coffee. We got to get the eggnog and the Baileys, because I'm making myself crave that now talking about it. Got some good cookie recipes and all kinds of stuff today. Now I'm craving the Christmas cookies. Whew. All right, we're hungry. Time to eat. Love you all. Thanks for being with us on the show. Thanks for spending this time with us post-guest. We love that. And here we are. I think, is that number 5? Wow. Everybody saying hi to each other. We love that. And good night to each other. That's the Loveity vibe here at the Jim Masters Show. We're going to sail out of here. More comments. Everybody's saying, all right, good stuff. All right. We love you. Take care. Be well. Thanks for being with us. First time here. Welcome to Loveity Hall and the Jim Masters Show. It's very, very cool to have you here. We'll always have a good place for you to come to be entertained, informed, and have some light, love, and levity, or levity, and whatever else we can create for all of you. Cheers to Kathleen. Cheers. Absolutely. We'd have to do that again soon, Kathleen. You and I did it with Maureen at Sardi's restaurant in New York City. That was really nice. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Maureen flew to the East Coast from Arizona. Maureen, here on our show. And she went to see her sister for the birthday, and her sisters got together. And then Kathleen Walker and myself and Maureen got together for dinner at Sardi's restaurant in New York City. And we closed the place. Literally, we were there till the place was closing. We had so many laughs and such good food and drink and dessert, and we posted some photos online. But it was so nice to see Kathleen again and to meet Loveity Maureen in person when she came to the East Coast, and we were in Manhattan. We all met up at Sardi's, legendary place in the area of Broadway, and where all the theaters are. A very good place with all the caricatures of all the celebrity photos on the walls there. That's Sardi's. And it was really good. All right. For the 400th time, see you later. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. And again, we've got some Christmas shows coming up too to celebrate with all of you, with music and carols and cool stuff. And yeah, this is fun. So we're going to go eat. I'm not going to talk anymore the rest of the day. That'll be the day, right? I'll try not to talk much the rest of the day. I did with a lot of talking. We've been on for 2.5 hours. So I think we're just going to eat, and we're going to relax and just enjoy. I enjoyed my time with you, and hope you enjoyed your time with me. And as I say to all the guests, I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed your time with me as much as I have with you, and you, and you, and you. Time to sail off into the sleet. Uh-oh. Now it's saying heavy snow soon. We have heavy snow coming here. Jen, couldn't you keep that snow in Pennsylvania? It says heavy snow soon. Is that for here? We're getting it here on our screen on the bottom. Heavy snow? Yeah. Well, I do love snow, but it's nice on Christmas Eve. Oh boy, heavy snow coming. Well, we'll see if that pans out. I mean, it says it. We're on the coast. We weren't expecting that. But all right, it's that time of the year, and fa la 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 la. We may have some digging out to do. Well, I dig you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching the Jim Masters Show live entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. It's a lot. Just, you don't have to worry about all that. I'll say all that. Jim, I love your hand facial signs. I'm doing hand facial signs. I didn't even know that. I have to watch this episode back. My hand facial signs. I'm going to have to watch the show back and see what they are. That's cool. I'm glad you noticed that. Jen is Zen there in Pennsylvania. See you later. Cheers. I know. Parting is just such sweet sorrow, isn't it? None of us like to say, catch you later, but that's what we have to say, because if we don't eat now at almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're never going to eat. And then we've got heavy snow coming our way here along the coast. So we got our work cut out for us. Catch you on the next one. This was really cool, wasn't it? A little impromptu conversation with the music and food and recipes and a lot of levity. And again, we thank Daryl Simpson from the Celtic Tenors joining us. Matthew was going to be with us too, and James also, but James has the concert he's performing at, and Matthew was stuck on a plane. So they will be back. Good way to wrap. Full circle. Once again, number 6. We love you back, Jen, in snowy Pennsylvania. Thanks for being with us. Best of the holidays. We'll be back tomorrow and throughout the week. And check out the hundreds of episodes we have saved up for you, archived. You can binge watch. You can have a field day binge watching the Jim Masters show. Every once in a while, I'll go back in episodes we did 2 years ago and I forgot about that guest. I forgot about that show, or pop-up shows and other things we've done. They're all there for you to enjoy on the Jim Masters Show series. See you soon. We love you all. Be well. Take care. Happy holidays and cheers.